Am I live? It says I am. Let me see if I can find myself here. That's not it. Hello? Sorry. Something's going on with my camera, so let's see. Oh, it is upside down. Hold on. Let me turn you around. Close your eyes if you get dizzy. You can see my messy table. I have all kinds of fun things on my table to show you today. And that's not right. Hold on, bear with me just a second. All right, there we go. Hello, and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kramer. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that is really bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can move you up a little bit. There we go. All right, so welcome. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. I know we all think of it as the beginning of summer here in the U.S., but really we need to commemorate those who have lost their lives in service of our country. So thank you if you have relatives that have served in the military for the U.S. All right, I think we're good. A couple of people are joining me here. Let's see. All right, hello. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. Well, see your name and your comments. Today we are talking about the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. I am offering a kit, and I need to know, oh, here's the last piece. I need to know by Friday if you would like one of my kits, and I have it all laid out. And it is going to include a half a pack of the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, and this is kind of a smattering of what it is. Did I introduce myself? It's been a day, I think. Hold on, I dropped some ribbon. All right, let's get back to business here. So you will get a half a pack of Designer Series paper. You're going to get 13 half sheets of the 13 colors that are in this paper. So that's, it'll make an A2 card, or I'll show you what I'm doing with that. I only have the copper clay ribbon. You will get 1 yard of each of the 5 new in colors, and those are the first 5 here. And I'll point those out as we go. And then I'm going to include a bunch of embellishments. I think these might be on back order. So if they're not available, obviously I won't include them. Butterflies are kind of fun. They're a little small for these flowers, but, and then I'm going to give you, where's my notes? 3 yards of linen thread. And then I'm going to die cut some of the daisies, the Cheerful Daisies dies. I can't send stamped images, but I can send dies. So let me show you, I've been making lots of samples with this kit. So let me show you what I've got. And then I'll share some things I've learned while making these samples. And I'm going to add some things to the kit that I mentioned it in my newsletter, but you may not get my newsletter. So I played bingo with a friend. She did it for her customers, and I wanted to see how she ran it. And as part of my bingo prize, I won this. It is the In Color Jute Trim. So I didn't buy this at first because, I don't know if you can tell, it is quite thick, but you can see that you can separate it. I believe there's 3 strands on each of these wide strands, and I made a bow, and I like the rustic look of this. Again, this is the copper clay. So I'm going to include some of this jute in your kit. The Designer Series paper will be on sale starting Thursday, so it's going to cost me less to make your kits, so I'm going to add more product. So that's one thing I'm going to add is some of this. I'll probably include a yard in each of the 5 colors. So here's one card I made. So my samples are mostly white card base, and then I'm just using a small part of, a small piece of Designer Series paper, so I'll get more cards out of it. I wanted to make more of a masculine card because of the flowers. I probably wouldn't give that to a man for his birthday. I might include it for a sympathy card. So here I just used 2 of the back sides of the papers. That's the fun thing about this paper. It includes all 5 colors of the new in color packs that was in colors that were just introduced. I need to slow down, I think. I don't know why I hurry. Here is one of my uses of the dies, and hopefully you can see that I layered the detail on top of the big, the 3 flower cluster, I'd call it. And I added an oval punch. Obviously the oval won't come with it, but I wanted to show how you could include other things. This strip here is just, I think it's 3/4 of an inch on either side. It looks like it's behind the whole thing, and it's not. I just wanted to use small pieces of the wild wheat cardstock. So that cardstock, that one piece of cardstock will go very far. So all these I have not used all of that yet. At first I was not going to include these dies, this kind of ferny thing. I am going to include some of those, so you're going to get more than what I've been showing you. And this is just a kind of a pocket card. I really like this fold, and I think I will make a blog post, include all these pictures of all of my samples, and I'll include the directions on that. Maybe that will be that would be a really good thing for me to put on my Friday blog. Again, this one, if you look closely, these two are very similar. I took one piece of DSP, Designer Series paper, I cut it, and then I flipped this, the small portion over. So this is the back of that. Same here. So one side has the florals, and the other side is more monochromatic, which is kind of fun. I stamped on it. Yay! Hello, everybody. I see more people have joined. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Obviously there. Oh, the other thing I'm going to be including, where did they go? Oh, they're in my card I'm making tonight. I'll show you when we get there. Okay. So that was another of the papers. Oh, upside down. Just super simple, very small piece of that ribbon. And you can see I tried to fray the end. Next time I might just cut it at an angle. I love this blue paper with the white daisies. And here I showed both sides of the paper. And I just use a scrap for the inside just to tie the front to the inside. If you have extra paper, or to be honest, I sometimes get tired of using Designer Series paper. So I'll put it on the flaps of my envelopes kind of to work through the paper so I can buy new paper. Here, very simple. This flap on the front, I should measure it, is 1 inch. So I had a card base, just a standard card base, and I left 1 inch here. So let's see, this is 4 1/4. So I cut off 3 1/4, and I could use that as a liner, kind of a liner here on another card. And then you get to see both sides of the Designer Series paper. I didn't want to cover up the daisies. This is kind of flimsy, so normally I would put another layer of cardstock on the front, but I didn't want to cover the daisies up. I could put something here just to strengthen the front, but I thought it was really cute. And just some jute there. This one, I thought it was too pretty to cover up. I like the very narrow border there, and that's pretty peacock in the back. And I really didn't want to cover it up. I have some things here that I might use. Maybe I should get your opinion. I have some ovals. That wouldn't cover up too much of it. And I could even layer that. And here I have, I think it's about a 12-inch piece of that jute, but it's 1/3 of a strand. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. And I could just do that to it. But I kind of like it, just like that. The daisies are so stunning. I am in a group of crafters. I think we're all paper crafters. And we are now pen pals. So I've been writing quick little cards to people. And this will be perfect to send a pen pal a card, a note. I think I have 2 more cards. I think I may have shown you this in the past. And here I embossed some of those narrow strips. Just super simple. Just pulling in the colors of the paper. And so I stamped off. I kind of wish I had put dark centers. I was matching those flowers. This one I showed you, just Designer Series paper. It was that piece. Here, let me grab it. Let me show you. So this piece, here we go. All right. Uh-oh, I dropped something. So this, I use this yellow piece. You can see on the back it is the Moody Mauve. And then this piece, obviously it goes that way. So I cut this one in half, and that is what I have at the top and bottom of that. I didn't think I'd use the yellow stripes. I think that's crushed curry. So I used the back side of it. So lots of options here. I'm anxious to play with this one, with the, it looks gold. I think it is the Moody Wild Wheat and Pretty Peacock. So that one will be fun to play with, but obviously I haven't done that yet. So those are the cards I have. And then I have one more thing to show you. I have to take it off my stand. I made this as part of a Craft Roulette submission. Craft Roulette is an online game, what do they call it? The Ultimate Paper Crafting Challenge. It's a YouTube channel that every Friday night they spin 4 parameters. Oh, and what were the, I don't remember the parameters. Slimline was the project, and it didn't say Slimline card, so I made a Slimline wall hanger. It did have a jute hanger, but I swapped it out for some retired ribbon. And these are all current products. The letters are current, and then these are from the Cheerful Daisies. And I die cut those, and then the blue is the DSP, so I did use that there. So that is what I have done so far. I am going to make one for you, with you tonight. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Monday evening. I am going to include some of these. These are beautiful. I don't know if you can see how shiny and glossy. They're nice and flat, though, so they shouldn't add to our postage. And it is the 5 new ink colors. You probably saw I used them on 2 different cards there. And these are the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. So I'm going to include some of these in the kit as well, as part of our embellishments. So here I have already prepped my card, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 and 2 3/4. So we're going to make a Z-fold card. And so it's just half. So you could do any card size depending on what envelope you have. And there's our Z-fold, pretty quick and easy. And then I have another piece of white, and let's see, let's show you my kids when they were really little. Look at that. 5 1/4 by 4, probably. Yep, 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have a piece of pattern paper, but we're going to use the Pebbled Path side, and this is probably 3 7/8, so I just want an 1/8 less by 5 1/8. So it's just an 1/8 less than that piece, my white piece. And I have this big die with the 3 flowers and the 2 leaves. And you can see that I've already added some of my detail there, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So if you get my kit, I am going to send you all white, and you can make these flowers any color you want. My other idea, and I don't have a card yet, is to color this part of the flower, the base, the underside, a darker color, like a crushed curry, or just a dark color, and then leave the details, this part, a lighter color. So this one I'm doing the reverse. I'm leaving the bottom white and making the top Moody Mauve that I'm coloring with my blending brush, or my small blending brush. But my other idea is to make the bottom dark and the top light. So, all right, let's finish this here, and that'll be our card for today. So, has anybody used this paper yet? Let's see. Families texting each other. Distracted. All right, let's see. What I like to do, so I've changed how I use my blending brushes a little bit. Before I told you I like to pick up my ink from here, but now I am picking up my ink from my the ink pad, but then I kind of blot it off on here and then make sure it's little more muted than direct on the paper. So if you can see, hopefully you can see, it is turning pink slightly. And then what I did, I kind of went in from the edges. I'm using my take your pick tool so that my fingers don't get all inky, and this works pretty well. So I'm blending from the edge to the middle, trying to get these tips a little darker. Let's do that. Oh, that's even better. So I right to the here. I like my little holder here. It does come in handy. I have more brushes than that, so they don't normally stay in here. The ones I'm using get put in the stand. All right, let me show you what, I don't know if you can see. Let's put it on the envelope. There. And the reason I only left one to do is this takes a few minutes. So my adhesive is already on here. It's drying a little bit. And I'm just going to, let's see. I should have cleaned that off before. Oh, I asked if anybody had used this. Anne has used the DSP. It's really fun. So let's talk, while I'm doing this, I don't need to talk about putting adhesive on our daisies. The Designer Series paper sale is the month of June, so it starts Thursday. I don't know if I think it starts midnight. I think it is the actual calendar month. And it is, I have my notes. Where's my note? I think that's probably enough adhesive on there. Let's put this to the side. So all the Designer Series papers on pages 129 to 132 are on sale, and they are 15% off. Sorry, I should have made sure I knew where this was going. I think it goes like that. I'm just going to put it on. There we go. So all the papers on 129 to 132, I'm going to let that sit for just a minute while I show you. Look what I did. I spiral bound my catalog. Office Max for less than $6. I think it was a little less expensive last year, but like everything else, prices have gone up. But it went up for like 50 cents or something. I think it was $5.50 last year. So $129. So all these papers are 15% off. I have most of them if you want to see any. Well, I do have the Brights and Beautiful if you want to see that. We're using the Daisy. The Earth and Elegance is a very fun one. Very masculine with the dark colors. And there's really no, they're just patterns. It's really fun. Really fun. This is interesting because there's just the four returning colors plus the pecan pie, and that is my favorite new color. I wasn't so thrilled with the Inked Botanicals pattern paper, and this is a 6x6, so you get 48 sheets, 4 each of 12 different designs. And I think it's the combination of colors they have in the paper that I wasn't thrilled with. But then I saw somebody use like just this piece or just the gold piece. What color is that? Crushed Curry. And so maybe individually I might like them better, but as a pack I wasn't real thrilled. The fish will be fun. I have that, and the dies do cut out these fish. I just got this. I don't have the stamps and dies yet, but that will be fun for making some cards for my team. Last week, didn't I use the Masterfully Made? I did. Last Monday, I used this Designer Series paper with the patchwork pieces and Wanted to Say dies, which are standalone dies in this catalog. And then the last two that are on sale are the Stargazing and the Zoo Crew. So those 12 packs of Designer Series paper will be 15% off the month of June. Okay, back to our card. I'm going to put this on here. Come on. Doesn't want to come up. like that. And then I'm going to stamp on here. And then I'm going to use some jute. Let's stamp on here. I think I'm going to use the pebbled path. Excuse me. I need some water. And this one is in the Cheerful Daisies stamp set. Let me stamp it and then I'll read it. Ink, ink, ink. Wishing you the brightest birthday. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, so here is our jute. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. It's probably dry already, but it gives me an excuse to show you the jute. So you can see it is quite thick. I think this is 12 inches. Yep, maybe a little more. But I knew that would be enough to make a bow. So I'm just going to pull this apart and get it started. And I will be able to make 3 bows, or, oh, you know what, maybe I'll make a double bow. That I didn't, like I said, I didn't buy the jute right away because it's so thick, and I mail most of my cards. At least the ones I send, I mail most of them. There's that. Or I sell them, and I figure those people who buy my cards are mailing them. So let's separate this again. And then I'm going to make a double bow. I think it'll look different separating these rather than leaving it wider. I know it's kind of a funny camera angle, but there we go. So there are our 2 strands. So it's more like linen thread or twine, but I like the crinkle in it. So I'm going to make a bow. Let's see if I can do this on camera. So I make 2 bunny ears and then do an overhand knot. Oh, it worked. It worked. Hold on, sorry. All right. And I want them smaller. Oops. There we go. All right, let's put our card together. So we have our Z fold, and I'm going to put, I do like this side, but I wanted to show you some ideas that didn't use the floral side of this. Again, I happen to use Moody Mauve on my flowers. You could use any color you have, obviously. You wouldn't even need all these new in colors, and I think this Pebble Path is going to be a great color, and I will be sad when it leaves us in 2 years, so I should use it a lot. All right, so there's our nice narrow layer. Again, it's a Z-fold, so I don't want to put adhesive on here or I'd adhere it shut. When cards move like this, I do like to use a stronger adhesive, and this is our tear and tape, because you literally tear it. I like to put it on one side of my layer, because I don't know exactly where it needs to be here. I like to put it on the other side of my card. And then take these liners off. Separating that jute, I have little threads all over my table now. It's kind of a mess. All right, and then I'm going to adhere this. Center it, just like that. Clean it up a little bit. And there's our Z-fold. Okay. Now, to put this all together, let's see how we're going to do this. I think we're going to tuck it under there, and we'll trim the ends down and just put this here. All right. Let's start with our sentiment. Let's get an idea of where we want it. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll use my adhesive eraser. It's here somewhere. Oh, where'd it go? hiding. But I have an adhesive eraser, which will get that little adhesive off. Oh, I forgot to show you. I'll get my card samples out when I'm done with this one. So these insides of these leaves, I will leave them in your die cut if you get my kit. And then I adhered the inside of those leaves to other die cut leaves just to give them some dimension. Let's bring my adhesive back. So I think these dies will be fun to play with. Lots of options. A little on each. There. I think that should hold it. Just like that. Normally I would put more adhesive, but watching me add adhesive to a die cut is not what I call good video, right? So I'm going to use a glue dot. I think this needs to be much smaller. We'll trim these. Like I said, I do like glue dots for adhering these. So I'm going to take my bow and put it on the glue dot, lift it off with my thumb so the glue dot's on the back of that now, and then I'm going to kind of fold it over the glue dot onto itself so it's just where the knot is. And then hold on, let's see where this needs to go. It needs to go right there. Kind of hiding that flower, but and there's our card. How are we doing on time? We're doing good, so I'm going to stamp my envelope real quick. It is a photopolymer stamp set, so I'm going to put my cushion under my grid paper. There's my envelope. Moody Mauve was the color I used. So I'm going to go full strength on that one. I'm going to stamp off that one. Hold on. It is not lining up. Oh, I did a little sideways. Hold on. This doesn't want to work. There we go. Close enough. It's an envelope, right? Let's see. Oh, we're going to leave it white. I don't have an outline leaf. Where did that stamp set go? They only have this full leaf. If there was an outline of a leaf, I probably would have added that, but that works. There we go. There's our card for today. A Z-fold using just some designer series paper and then die cuts from my Daisy kit. Let's grab everything back. Hold on. Oh, let me show you that card that I was talking about with the dies. Oh, let's put some bling on here. I know there's always something more we could do, isn't there? Let's do the pebble path. And I think this will just finish it off. One. Oh, goodness. Two. Three. Oh, come on, stay there. Right, so these I'm going to add to the kit. Where'd that one go? Here it is. So here are the leaves I was telling you about. So I took the inside of these leaves and adhered them to those leaves. So you'll be able to do that with your kit too. And I wanted to show you the white, and then if you color the detailed layer. So here's some cards. Let's see if you have any questions. You know I always come back and all right, a couple of you have used the paper. Good. All right. Obviously reach out to me. I don't have it on here. I have an email, nothstarstamper@gmail.com, Or at nothstarstamper.com, there is a contact Sue form that does work because I test it every so often. So here's a bunch of cards you can make with my Daisy kit. And I need to know by Friday if you would like the kit. So thank you for joining me. I do appreciate you joining me and watching me live. And let me know if you're watching on the replay. And happy stamping. Good to see you, or good to hear from you. And I'll be back next week. I take requests if there's something you want to see. I will probably talk about Designer Series paper since it will be on sale next month. And I like to give you lots of ideas. Like I said, I will put the directions for this one. It's kind of a pocket. It'll be in my blog on Friday. So that was kind of fun. All right. Take care, everybody.